Hi, this is BB. It's 3:33 in the morning. It's 25th November. Um, One of the things I've noticed is I keep waking up a lot, like every hour, 2 hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't know if they're timing this. It's just because I wake up and I start talking because I react to what's happening, this stimuli, and it lasts for hours at a time. Like I'm almost trying to diffuse a situation where I get out of it safely, where I feel I can keep a little bit of my um, balance, thought process, pieces of who I am, trying to hold it together, of this persona that I identify with right now, um, that I can make stronger, whilst they just try to rip it apart and dilute it and section it off into smaller sections that they can actually disintegrate or rearrange to suit their particular needs. Because it's almost like they're trying to reprogram your mind and by bite-sized chunks, in all different areas. Because you're like surrounded by a group of people who are using these electronic frequencies, and they all have different needs, and they all have different desires, and they all have different wants, and every group of people they're affiliated with or individually is bringing their own needs to the table and getting a chunk out of me. I don't know what they're looking for. Kevin had said one thing is like they're looking for creative ideas and thoughts and people who just, allow the universe to flow through them, and they're always looking for little quirky things that could, make money, creative ideas, that type of thing, and they're looking for stuff like that. That might be a possibility. Because there are some people who are wildly creative, while others are just completely logical with no sense of um, creativity, in a sense that they live them in a textbook. They're a textbook from cover to cover. This is all they know, is what's been taught to them. They don't allow any creativity to flow through. But there are some people who are completely creative and they don't use a lot of logic. I guess I might be one of them. I don't know. But the thing is, there's pain all over the back of my head. There's pain in my neck and my upper back. It's almost like my skull is being crushed. I think these people actually hate me, like they resent me. I think they've been trying to harm me physically for a while, and it's not happening, and they're growing more resentful of me. Like everything about me irks them and just. Well, they feel like I'm somehow stealing their thunder or their lightning or their money or something. I don't know. The rate how these things are happening to me is coming from a place of animosity, pointed, direct force animosity. There's got to be some drive behind it, something that's pushing them forward. It's not just a bunch of random stuff that's happening, not forceful. It's coming. It has direction. It has it's pinpointed basically. And for an upkept length of time, shows that there's some thought behind it, some emotion behind it, some resentment behind it, real resentment of me. If you're trying to hurt somebody and you start punching the crap out of them, they would have had to do something to you to provoke you. There had to be something that would provoke and elicit some type of emotional response. You just can't be hitting away at one person or one situation or something without any type of rhyme or reason. you would just move on to the next person. It would be like a random set of aggression coming out for no real reason. It wouldn't be just one group of people or one person all the time. I think that there's something behind it. Right now I can smell vinegar. It's very, very strong. It burns my nose. And the back of my head is just stiff as a board, and I'm kind of like the muscles in my right arm feels like it's almost like my arm is free swinging, like there's no muscle. The muscle is gone. This is why I have to I'm gonna get those little balls, the medicine balls or whatever they call them, and start squeezing to strengthen the muscles in the arm. I don't have a choice. I think what they're doing is the electric frequencies. It's attacking the springs in the mattress. It's kind of like it's just pulling down. I don't know what they're doing. Like I was telling the person who was doing this, who I believe is doing this, if he or she could just use the power of their minds, then I'd be really impressed. Instead of maybe rearranging my electrical domestic installation or using some type of electronic frequency, and it's not that, it's just like a gigantic electric chair basically. That's in your whole house basically. The amount of trauma this is, because you're sitting on the toilet and you feel the feeling of being watched. You feel like people are around you. PTSD is something very, very strong here. And when the government acknowledges that this is a problem, there's going to be a lot of healing to be done for this type of PTSD. A lot of healing. There's going to be tons of people who will need to be prepared to help people like me to get back on track, to get our thoughts focused, to feel safe again, to feel secure again, to feel like a human being again. These people are chipping away at our dignity, our self-respect of who we think we are, who we identify with, strong, lovable, kind, sometimes aggressive, abrasive individuals. We all have up days and down days. But we built these personas because we earned them. They're chipping away at them for a reason. They want to see us in a diminished capacitance or capacity. And they're working every last angle and every nerve we have, literally, because these frequencies, they're affecting our nervous system. We can't have that emotional response even the emotions they're trying to control. I believe the government really needs to acknowledge that this is a problem. Yes, it may cause a widespread panic, but it is a problem and they need to acknowledge it. And they need to do that soon. Oh, right now I feel like my skull is going to split open and there's no respite. I wouldn't be surprised if I have hairline fractures all over my skull. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like my neck is, it feels like the base of my skull here is going to, I don't know, is going to crack open. And I know it's affecting I have a neighbor upstairs with a small cat. She's about a year old, I guess, or a few months old, and she goes crazy too. The same time mine will go crazy. So it's not just my imagination. There's something happening here. But there's kind of maybe because nobody's looking for them, nobody's actually doing anything, they feel a false sense of security. I don't know why. When I talk about God, I talk about my Creator. The one thing that I would hear is, why is He allowing this? It's almost like a mockery. Why is He allowing it? I guess, on the other hand, He must be telling them to do it. Or that's what be the general consensus. I don't know. Anyway, any thoughts on this? Leave it in the comments. And you can also email me, because some of the comments I believe I'm not really getting. So I apologize in advance because I'm not seeing them. So any ideas, any thoughts on how to handle this? Suggestions for me or as a group, ideas to share, feel free to do so in the comment section.